Welcome everyone, today we have a special build. Now, are you tired of Diablo 4 making you click to loot to fight all the time? Well, today might have a special build, and in this build I took all my skill off. I'm currently a Unkillable Barbarian, and here I'll demonstrate you to AFK in any of the world events and any of the bosses, and you can kill it. Now, this video of me killing Doriel just standing still in front of him didn't take that long. I mean, I did purposely run in front of him a little bit, but no skills required, no click required. Yes, you can kill Doriel as a Thorns Barbarian, which can be unkillable with your pet doing some damage and yourself doing retaliation damage through Thorns. And I'll go through this with you guys in this particular guide. Now, of course, at the end of the video, I'll show you guys this entire replay of me testing out different gears, different combination of choices of legendaries and also uber uniques. What is the best way to AFK, and how would you AFK to make sure you're unkillable, getting lots of loot, not only in Doriel's but also in other events. For example, what if you want to counter the Helltide and just stand there and do nothing? Well, it's a little slow to kill enemies, but if enemies are hitting you and if you're AFKing, you'll be getting tons of armor, tons of damage, and you don't have to do much. You can stand in the Helltide, and by the time you come back, you'll be getting tons of loot. So my plan is, if I'm making a video, if I'm making a guide, if I'm just leaving my PC alone and if I want to stand there, I want to be unkillable and be able to farm anything in the dungeon, in the map, and this build will allow you to do that. And I have removed all the skills off. I'll show you guys this quick replay as well. So now I can stand in any part of the content in the game for Season 3 and I can't be killed. And I deal tons of damage. Not only from myself, my pets, and also through the thorns as well. So, coming back to my character, over here I'm AFK farming cores. Yes, we're unstoppable and we're unkillable. And I move pretty fast too. So, my movement speed is actually still pretty decent, 147 without any shots. And yes, you can see I moved myself over there. Those are my older gears, and I'll go through the gear replacement for you guys. There are two versions. One is that you can replace a lot of gears. One is that you just have to place almost no gears, but with some, one or two gears. And also, there are some adjustment to the skills and paragons. Even if you're not barbarians, you can still make this work. And I do believe some of the crucial choices of pets and also paragons can allow you to do this. Now, in order to give you guys the full extent of the build, I have made a guide over here focusing on the choices of items and also the choices of my skill tree and also paragon adjustment. Now, there are a number of things which I'll go through with you guys, because any class can do this as long as you get yourself a thorn plate, a razor plate, and also you get yourself one of the needle flare aspects, which allows thorns to be AoE. You're pretty much done. You can go a little further like what I did with temerity, and also having additional uber items will help because you'll become stronger. So coming over to my character, let's briefly go through the easy way to become unkillable with thorns. Well, the first thing is I'm recommending using Reconstructed, and this allows you to pretty much heal indefinitely with your pet. And having tactical support, duration support is great. Now, if you do not have Genesis, that is okay as well. You can easily get yourself some Fortified or Damage Reduction over here, which can also work. And if I put my Fortified support over here, I can allow for another offensive ability over here for my pet. So I'll show you guys the adjustments in the builders below in terms of how you want to adjust for this one, and also how to deal the most damage, in my opinion, through this particular Thorns build for the pet. This is my setup without having my unique gems, and this is my setup after having the unique gems, and you can see it over here. This is for any of the class. Now that you have the pet set up, what I recommend for a Thorns AFK build is just having a razor plate to replace your chest, and then having one of the needle flare legendary aspects over here, and this is on my ring. And that's it. If you find yourself comfortable enough and if the pet is healing you enough, that's all you need to do. But if you want to go a little further on any of the class, what you can do is you can go for additional damage with barriers, additional damage while berserkiness for the barbarians of course, and also additional damage while standing still. They can go even further by using some of the uber uniques and also some other items which gives you even more damage while standing still, while healthy, while maximum life, and even lifesteal with any of the uber uniques, but those are not that much needed. And that's all you needed. But if you want to go even further, you can even increase the Thorns damage dealt through physical damage. You can even provide yourself with a barrier through overhealing with temerity, and also you can provide yourself with more armor. So the entire combination of the build is available, and you do not have to be barbarians to make this work. You can be of any class and this can work. But for barbarians, it is a little easier, because in our skill tree, we do have the increased Thorns passive, and also make Thorns enemies bleed. We also have passives that provide us with fortify, that provide us with increased damage while fortified, and also reduction to damage while fortified. Now, because I don't have any skills on my skill tree, majority of my points are just my Hammer of Ancient points. I removed some of the passives from the movement speed and also some shouts just to go into the passives in the defensive fortified tree, and that's it. That's all I had to do for my Barbarian. Now, finally, coming over to the Paragon board. The Paragon points I'm currently using are just the ones that fits my board. Because I try to make my board quite universal, this is a benefit. I didn't have to change much. All I did was unperk 3 points over here from my overpower and perk them over here so I have enough willpower for the untaunted, for the fortified damage reduction and also damage bonus. I'm also enjoying Imbiber for increasing damage for healthy. I kept my Berserker over here. I don't really need to change much of that. We're pretty strong. And we're also having increased damage while close enemies and also close enemy damage reduction. I'm keeping my martial glyphs just so I can enjoy the bleeding damage reduction and also increasing bleeding damage. And finally, I'm keeping exploit because the pet could also provide you with vulnerability and also increased damage. Now, usually at this point, I will go through the skill rotations, but the big fun part about this build is there is no rotation. You stand there, you go for work, you go for food, you go for some food, you have it rest with your fingers, you come back, you get a bunch of loot for any of the content you want to enjoy. And that is the highlight of the build. So yes, what I do now is I'll provide you guys with a short, very short standing replay of me AFK in Helltide, very briefly, and also I'll show you guys the entire AFK with me against Doriel, and this build works with everywhere. You don't even have to go with a full extend I went over here, it still works. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.